video is on solving inequalities with variables on both sides. These are also called multi-step equations or inequalities. Some inequalities have variable terms on both sides of the inequality symbol. You can solve these inequalities like you solved equations with variables on both sides. Use the properties of inequality to collect all the variable terms on one side and all the constant terms on the other side. So let's look at an example. Solve the inequality. So I want to get all my y's on one side and all my constants on the other side. Now if I subtract 4w, I'm going to get a negative y over here. So I actually want to subtract 18 first. So that's going to give me 18 plus, or negative 18 plus y is less than or equal to 4y. Now I want to subtract the y out. And so that's going to give me negative 18 is less than or equal to 3y. And then I'm going to divide by 3 and divide by 3, and I'm going to get negative 6 is less than or equal to y. And let's try it out. Let's find a number that is greater than negative 6. So let's just say negative 5. So we'll say negative 5 is going to be less than or equal to negative 20 plus 18. And so that's negative 2. So negative 2 is greater than negative 5, so it checks out. I just use a number. I could have used the equal to, but if it's not equal to, then I don't want to use equal to. But I use a number that's easy to multiply or divide. So solve the inequality. So now I can get rid of this 2m, and it's not going to leave me with a negative variable. So I'm going to subtract 2m from both sides. And that gives me 2m minus 3 is less than 7. And then now I've got a two-step inequality. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. And so I get 2m is less than 10. Now I've got a one-step inequality, and I'm going to divide by 2 and divide by 2. So m is less than 2. So, 5. I was reading it wrong. 5. So m is less than 5. So let's just say 4. So 16 minus 3 equals 13. Is that less than 8 plus 7, which is 15? Yes, 15 is greater than 13, so it checks out. Okay, solve the inequality. This time I have a negative variable, so I'm going to add 2t to both sides. And so 7t plus 1 is less than negative 6. Now I've got a two-step inequality. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. And I've got 7t is less than negative 7. Now I've got a one-step. I've got to divide. And so t is less than negative 1. And so t is less than negative 1, so let's say negative 2. So negative 2 times 5 would be negative 10 plus 1 would be negative 9. And we want to know if that's less than 4 minus 6, which is negative 2. So negative 9 is less than negative 2, so it checks out. So this shows you how to solve. It's the same as solving an equation with variables on both sides or a multi-step equation. It's just that you keep the inequality, and whenever you're putting your answer back in to check, you use a number that's greater than or less than as it states in the solution.